Tensions between Turkey and Greece, already at their highest in years, are now entering a more dangerous phase. A decision by Athens to openly station troops on Meis Island, just 2 kilometers from Turkish shores, explicitly violates past treaties that have kept the peace for decades. A spokesperson from Turkey's foreign ministry condemned the move, warning that if Greece continues with its actions, it'll, quote, suffer from them. Turkey's foreign minister also came out with a stern warning. Late last month, Greece announced it would extend its continental shelf to 12 miles on its western coast in the Ionian Sea. Turkey has warned that if Greece does the same on its east in the Aegean Sea, it will lead to war. All are just the latest in a series of disputes that have flared up in the eastern Mediterranean this year, where a turf battle over lucrative energy reserves is reigniting old rivalries and creating tensions not seen in decades. And joining me now from Girne is Huseyin Isiksal. He is a professor of international relations at Near East University. And joining me from New York, Meirowitz, who is an associate professor at the SUNY Maritime College. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So in the course of the last 40 years between Turkey and Greece, we have seen various standoffs. The two have come to the brink of war for a couple of times because of the tensions in the Aegean. Now tensions are flaring up in the eastern Mediterranean. Mark, is this latest round different? Are we closer to something that we have never seen before?
The tension between Greece and Turkey is since time immemorial. There have been good times, there have been not such good times, and I expect that this will be resolved. There is no time now during COVID for armed conflicts or other conflicts in the Eastern Mediterranean. The law of the sea is convoluted and needs to be resolved. These issues can be resolved, but it's not a simple thing. But I would add one last quick point, and that is you might remember in history that the Prime Minister Venizelos of Greece nominated Ataturk for the Nobel Prize. So you know what? Everybody lives in the region. The problem is one group is getting together against Turkey and Turkey's rights, and I think Turkey's rights should be respected. That's very important, and we need to do that in order to have a fair discussion of how to resolve these issues.
We also all know that the latest flashpoint surrounds the recent discoveries of potential energy deposits in the eastern Mediterranean. So Huseyin, what do you make of Greece's military deployments to the island of Meis? Are they trying to provoke Turkey?
Actually, yes. But regarding your earlier question, which I think is very important, I think the problem that is standing at the core of the issue is still standing there. So that's why whether two countries' relationship goes ups and down doesn't make too much difference, because they didn't sort out the problem at the core of the problem, which is maritime jurisdiction areas, which is Aegean issue, and which is Cyprus issue. So in this respect, I think that the Greece will never refrain from its claims that seeing Eastern Mediterranean as its own lake. And in this respect, because of the spoiling of the European Union, Greece is continuing its policies, because in this respect, I should definitely underline that EU is not and cannot be a fair arbitrator.
I'm gonna get into the international community's reaction, but if you could just answer my question, what do you make of Greece's military deployments to the island of Meis? Because do you think it will, in the future, affect the status of the 12 islands?
Actually, yes, but my point is that the Greece is trying to provocate Turkey. So in this respect, it's not because of Greece will use its limited military sources against Turkey, but it's just trying to provocate Turkey to make further attempts. So it tried to justify its position that is its claim that Turkey is breaking the international law, and it will try to take further support from the international community. So I think it's just part of the game.
So, Mark, France has been militarily supporting Greece and the Greek Cypriot administration against Ankara, and has lately adopted a very, very hostile language against Ankara. What's your take on that? And if two NATO allies were to engage militarily, how would it serve for France as well as for the North Atlantic Organization?
I go back to my earlier point. The New York Times editorial on this was very, very clear. Two NATO allies fighting together is inconceivable. The problem that you have here, I think, is a matter of taking seriously Turkey's claims for its continental shelf and Turkey's treaties and agreements that have been entered into since time immemorial. So, to your point about the militarization of the island of Meis, that's unacceptable, and those troops have to be removed. And everybody has to sit down and try to work out something. But the truth is, the underlying issue of Cyprus still remains as the issue. So, in other words, all the time, I have been to Turkish Cyprus, and I understand this issue very, very well. The Greek Cypriots and Greece have never, I'm going to say, respected Turkey and Turkish Cyprus's positions. And the point you made about the EU, and I do agree with Professor Isiksal, I think he makes a great point about the EU, because look at the situation. Turkey has been trying to be in the EU for years, and then the Republic of Cyprus was admitted to the EU. I mean, that is just something that I just think is a matter of, it's respect, and it's taking seriously a major power in the world, which is Turkey, and its rights as well. So the end of the day is they're going to sit down. I want to mention one other thing. Remember what just happened recently, and I think that's also on the same point, right? So Turkey and Greece were going to sit down, and they're going to negotiate and work on this. And then the next day, and everything was set, and then the next day, Greece entered into an agreement with Egypt to delimit these lines, contradistinction and contrary to the lines done in the Turkey-Libya Accord. So, in other words, these parties have been playing ping pong. We have a ping pong. So I don't know if we played Turkey. I don't remember. Yes, there was ping pong. I was teaching in Turkey, and there were kids playing ping pong. They're pinging and ponging back and forth. Nobody gets anything accomplished. And they have to just stop it. By the way, again, I make this point. American election is coming. Trump is distracted, not available to mediate this. We cannot have conflicts of energy in the Mediterranean. We can solve this issue. Last point. A lot of this has to do with corporations, because the licenses given to the corporations, including Total, the French company, is very, very important as to why France is so excited about this issue, is because the government in France is getting pressure from the big corporations to let them go and do their exploration for this very alleged big find. By the way, we don't even know if it's a big find yet till we explore it. So everybody has to tone down, and everybody has to work together. And I think that's the best way out. There is no other way out.
So what's the way out of this crisis, Huseyin? The Turkish foreign minister just recently announced that Turkey is open to dialogue. Turkey is ready to sit at the negotiations table. But Greece is dragging its feet. Who do you think it relies on for this attitude?
First of all, when you look at Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis' statements to the international media, you see that he consistently accused Turkey to be not coming to the mediation or dialogue. This is like what the Greek claims, but what we see, what's going on in reality is it's just the opposite. Because as noted by the Turkish Foreign Minister Çavuşoğlu today, it should be underlined that contrary to what Greek Prime Minister claims, Greece disregards any NATO mediation efforts. So I personally believe that the problem should be and sorted out only by dialogue between Greece and Turkey. This should be under only the United Nations mediation or under NATO mediation, under the auspices of Secretary General. And both countries should form the confliction mechanisms. And personally speaking, I believe that it's more related with technical talks.
Yes, but I remember it was never for the EU or the NATO, but the United States. In the past decades, the United States administration played a lead role in mediating between Turkey and Greece. Mark, this question is for you. So where does it stand now, given the upcoming presidential elections and the latest decision to partially lift arms embargoes on southern Cyprus?
This is why I say that this is a very fraught situation for Turkey if it goes forward in terms of this issue. And the reason I say that is we have to look back at 1974 when Turkey went into Cyprus to basically save the Turkish Cypriots and TRMC was set up, etc. What happened? an embargo by the United States against Turkey for 3 years, and a tit-for-tat situation where Turkey basically didn't allow the United States to use the bases in Turkey. We can't have this type of situation now with the world situation with China and Russia ascendant. We can't have that. And what I'm concerned about with the election, to be very candid, is that the Congress will not look kindly. And even though I believe that Turkey's claims are legitimate and that Turkey's position should be taken seriously, but as
Yes.
we've seen in the previous Cyprus situation, the US Congress does not, they passed the resolutions on Republic Day in Turkey against Turkey and for sanctions, which basically
Yes.
Trump kind of mitigated. But what I'm trying to get at is, Turkey has to be very circumspect here in dealing with this issue, has to show, as my colleague indicated, its willingness to negotiate this issue by mediation, and that these troops in Meis have to be withdrawn. Look, there are long-standing agreements on these islands. They have to be respected. And the one thing about the United States is it respects international law and international conventions.
All
Now, the
right.
interesting thing, and my last point is, neither Turkey nor the U.S. have signed or ratified the Law of the Sea treaties. So that makes it a little bit more complicated,
All right. And
actually.
lastly, Huseyin, what's next moving forward for Turkey in its region, both in the Aegean and the Eastern Mediterranean?
Yeah, as I repeatedly stress in my interviews and TV programs, Turkey should be in the area, because when you look at the international law, the law always follows the practices. So Turkey should be in the area. Turkey should continue defending its rights and defending Turkey's Cypriot rights, both on land and on the sea. And Turkey should continue its exploration activities. And at the meantime, Turkey should also open to the dialogue, not only with Greece, but also with the neighboring countries, especially with Israel and Egypt. So by this way, I think that the Turkish rightful arguments will find broader support from the international community. But we should keep.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk. Appreciate it a lot.